Hi friends, we are going to get some Maitake mushrooms. This is Maitake, cut up. I purchased these at a Japanese grocery store. I'm cutting off the base there so that the mushrooms themselves pull apart very easily. These mushrooms are just so beneficial health-wise. If you've never looked into them, please do so. They're Maitake, M-A-T-A-K-E, I believe is how they're spelled. So I'm just pulling these off from, as I mentioned, the large root section. And I'm cutting off that root section, and you see they just fall apart very, very easily. Maitake mushrooms are great for your vascular system, your cardio system. It's great for vein health. It's great for your cholesterol. It lowers your cholesterol. And the end result in this is going to be dehydration of these mushrooms. So I want to get them small enough so we're not having to dehydrate them for, 2-3 days because of the density of the root area, which I'm also going to be using. I did cut the mushrooms off of the root system, but these will be chopped up and going into the dehydrator also. I'll be making tinctures out of these. I'll be grinding them down prior to that. Great heart health. To transport these downstairs to my basement, I'm just using some press and seal, and we're going to get these in here and get them started. Using a Ziploc baggie could have been a lot easier, and I may have been able to rinse it out, so on and so forth. But this was close by, and I can just throw away that press and seal paper afterwards. If you guys don't have one of these pastry scrapers, wow, get one. They're not expensive, and they come in so handy when you're doing all sorts of things in your kitchen. So we're going to get these wrapped up and move on to the next project, which I'm really, really excited for. This was the first time I've ever grown lion's mane mushrooms. You're probably wondering, why is this in a Chinette bag? This is not what they came in. I had to transport them and replace them into a larger bag because the bag they came in was constricting their growth. This bag actually has a filter. You can see that white little square on the front. It has air holes. You wanted a high humidity area, so that's why you limit the amount of oxygen getting in there. When I purchased this brick of lion's mane, the brick was entirely brown in color. The white spores grew, and some of them eventually produced the mushrooms that you can see here. This should go for another round of mushrooms being grown. So I tried a knife. It just really didn't work on cutting those off. So I had to use a pair of scissors. I cut off the mushrooms. I'm putting the brick back in. I'm going to seal it up, make sure that they're getting the oxygen that they need. And now that I have these little tiny pieces, I want to make sure I don't lose them. The larger pieces, I'm going to go ahead and use the scissors because they're a little thicker than the Maitake mushrooms were. So I'm going to cut these up, put them in that press and seal that I have there. I'm going to wrap them up. Look at that beauty. It's so big. You're probably wondering, what is lion's mane mushroom good for? It's good for brain health, brain fog, just overall brain health. It keeps you on top of things. So this showing they're in the dehydrator. We're going to run them at 113 for 17 hours. Hopefully it's not too much. I'll check on them though regularly.